when I initially got sick, um, they were going to give me kind of a 10% severance to forget the Marine Corps ever happened. And I had some of the Marines show up, and I was in the hospital at the time. They saw my injuries, they saw what was going on, and they paid out of their own pocket to get an attorney and to get me civilian medical care. I was actually fighting to stay in, not to get a better rating. Most people fight for more money to get out. I was fighting to stay in. And and I had just checked into this new duty station at Cherry Point, North Carolina, and so I didn't know any of these people. And when they saw that I had immediately gone into the hospital and I was kind of in and out conscious wise, they took, money out of their own pocket to help save me. And that's, people that don't even know your name yet. And that's something that I think that the Marine Corps is all about. People ask if you're upset about, getting injured or getting hurt or whatever. And it's bad things happen everywhere. But it was my Marines that saved my life and the reason why I have anything today.
Welcome to Shaping the Basin. I am here with Sarah Callen.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
You are a Marine.
Correct.
Tell me about that a little bit. Just tell me.
Tell you a little bit about that. I went in back in 98. I actually only ended up doing a few years. I had a bad day in the field. So I ended up getting a medical out that full medical retirement, which resulted in about 10 and a half years of low levels of chemo and numerous surgeries. And so I could not retire out like I wanted to. And so I still wanted to do something, still wanted to serve my country and be with my Marines. So I came here, Marine Corps League. I started here in 2004, and I've been doing the Honor Guard, Color Guard, Veterans Advisory Board, which switched over to now Veterans Action Council, Mission 22, PTS and suicide prevention events, food boxes. You basically just, I forget all my jobs.
Yeah. So you live service to community. Yes. That's what you're
I
feeling
took it a
like.
little too seriously.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I think, it was something that I grew up with in my family. We were kind of just raised to, make sure that you're always, always look for the givers, always look for the helpers, the people that are not trying to take, the ones that are always there for you. And the Marine Corps has always been, it's a brotherhood. And that's one thing I find different than a lot of other branches. People walk by and, different military hats and nobody says anything. But when you see a Marine, we always say something to each other. There's a family there. And no matter where you go, you will never know those people's names. Half of them are, 30 years older or now 20 years younger than me. And that's your family. And you would fight for those people. There's something beautiful in that I think, more of this world needs.
Mm-hmm. Why did you pick the Marines?
I was fighting at the time in a Muay Thai gym, and I love how we all laugh at this. And I couldn't back in the '90s, you couldn't get paid very much for being a female fighter, and, I decided that, you know, there was a recruiting office next to me, and they used to come watch us fight, and, it was kinda that line of like, "Well, you could fight for a living." And I was always kind of a go big or go home kind of person. I don't like to sit down and be nice. And so, it was if you're gonna do something, do it all the way.
Mm.
And my grandfather did 24 and a half years in the Marine Corps. He was a drill instructor, and so there's some family in there. You find out that Marines always have family that are Marines.
I've noticed that when I talk to people,
We're
they're
cold.
usually a
No.
long line of Marines. Yeah. That's awesome. So your grandpa did 24 and a half years.
Yes.
And then did your dad serve?
He was law enforcement canine unit.
Okay. So also service to
Yes.
community. Yeah. Are you from Klamath?
No, I'm actually from kind of middle of nowhere, all around Sacramento area. Um, my dad was in state parks, and so I kind of grew up. Whenever you go to beautiful state park or something where you see all this gorgeous lake nothingness, and then there's one teeny tiny house in the middle of nowhere. That was me.
Okay.
So,
What brought you to Klamath?
um, came up here with some recruiting stuff, and I
Okay.
just ended up liking it and staying.
And
I
staying.
loved this area. I love the people. I loved the beauty of it, the small, safe hometown feel, but still some stuff to do.
Mhm. Yeah. Is there a moment from your military service that really stands out to you?
There's there's a lot of things that were actually kind of funny that I probably shouldn't tell here.
We like
Um
funny stories.
No, there's you know, when when I initially got sick, um, they were gonna give me kind of a 10% severance to forget the Marine Corps ever happened. And I had some of the Marines show up, and I was in the hospital at the time. They saw my injuries, they saw what was going on, and they paid out of their own pocket to get an attorney and to get me civilian medical care. I was actually fighting to stay in, not to get a better rating. Most people fight for more money to get out. I was fighting to stay in. And and I had just checked into this new duty station at Cherry Point, North Carolina, and so I didn't know any of these people. And when they saw that I had immediately gone into the hospital and I was kind of in and out conscious wise, they took, money out of their own pocket to help save me.
Mhm.
And that's, people that don't even know your name yet. And that's something that I think that the Marine Corps is all about. People ask if you're upset about, getting injured or getting hurt or whatever. And it's bad things happen everywhere.
Mhm.
But it was my Marines that saved my life and the reason why I have anything today.
Mhm.
And so I think the reason that I stick with it and the reason that I keep trying to do everything I can for them for the rest of my life is because I owe my life to them. It's a blank check that I will never be able to repay back.
Mhm. So now you are here at this Marine Corps League
Mhm.
and you're still doing all of that. Tell me about the work you're doing now.
Right now, I'm at the end of next month. We do voting and I move over, but right now I'm currently the commandant of the Marine Corps League. I just got voted in as the junior vice commandant for the state of Oregon. I'm going to be moving. I just moved over to be heritage president, which is combination of kind of all of the commandants. And so they just voted me in to be president of that. Um, I am consistently always going to be doing the honor guard and color guard for very personal reasons. Um, Recently, I had started doing a We Honor Vets program in hospice. Um, I got a call out of the blue from Jennifer Smith from hospice, and she had some veterans that she was wanting to recognize, and she asked if I'd be willing to come out in uniform to do it. And so it's, immediately sold. Like when when can I get there? And so we had, because we go out to their homes in uniform and do a full presentation for them while they're still able to know what we're there for, and their families are there. And so it had to be a very small group. So I called the top few people I know. So we have myself, who's currently the commandant of the Marine Corps League, Ron Johnson, who's a captain in the Marine Corps, retired, but he's the VFW commander, and Ben Quinn, who is our junior past commandant, who's probably about to be commandant again, and who's been the Oregon State commandant. He runs the color guard and honor guard. And so all of us have been doing honor guard work for decades. And so the three of us go out there together and help celebrate these veterans and let them know how much we care and how much we appreciate their service while they're still with us. And I think that's a beautiful thing, especially their families know who we are, because we're still the ones that are going to do the honor guard ceremony for them when they pass. And so it becomes a very, very personal thing. Just read a Marine Corps children's book.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yes. Let's talk about your book. You are an author. Did you think that was going to be a thing?
I mean, I talk too much all the time, so I figure, if we just started writing stuff down, that might work.
Yeah.
But no, it actually, I never thought I would do anything like that until I had a son. And my son was born within like a day of COVID lockdowns starting. And so, we were at home alone a lot, and I was trying to, order every kind of fun little Marine Corps kids book, military kids book for him. And I noticed that every single one of them was about the dad being a Marine. Every single time, which is, I mean, let's be honest, most of the Marine Corps is men, and thank God for it. Appreciate you guys. You're the reason why we have a country. But in this case, I was like, I would like to have something for my son because his mom's the Marine. And I had scoured the internet, couldn't find anything. So I was like, well, fine, I'll just write my own book. And so I just wrote my son his own children's book. My mom's a Marine, or my mommy's a U.S. Marine.
That's awesome.
And that's going to be coming out this October 13th. And that is initially when they went to have the females start signing up to be in the reserve unit again. The first one didn't actually come in until a little bit after that, a few months later. And let's not forget May Johnson. That was 1918, but that's completely set. See, Marine Corps rabbit hole. We are obsessed with our history.
Well, tell me that history, because I don't know this. Tell me about her a little bit.
May Johnson?
Yeah.
First Marine Corps female to enlist. She was in 1918.
Really?
So, people are, when people say like a female Marine children's book, it's like, we've been here for over 100 years, you guys.
That's a long time. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, female Marines have been around for a while. We just didn't tell you. No, I'm just joking. No, but no, this one is, and I think I wanted to incorporate the fact that, again, so many of these Marine Corps books are about just being in the Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is amazing, but we're also moms.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, you get out of the Marine Corps. And there's something special about Marines that you kind of have this legacy of service where you kind of just want to keep doing things. And so this book is not just about, being in the Marine Corps, but also it comes from, a mom's point of view, and also continuing to serve in your community after, and how to be a good person, and just, it's something really how we guide our children and help our community afterwards, continue in service.
Yeah. I love this aspect. What are some of the things you learned in the Marine Corps that you're going to pass on to your kid? Like that you
Have a
take
damn
as a
good sense of
mother?
humor. No.
Yeah.
It's just always happy.
Yeah.
Because if you don't laugh, it will make you crazy. No. That is one of the things that's like, yeah, always have a good sense of humor.
Mhm.
It may be dark humor. It may not be appropriate humor, but you always have to have a sense of humor,
Yeah.
because there are some things sometimes where you're just like, I'm sorry, what?
Mm-hmm.
But, you have to be able to laugh where you can. You have to have that humanity about you. So many people, there are so many serious things that you go through, and so many horrible things that, you hate doing sometimes, but, you know, you have to find time. You have to be ridiculous. Sometimes you have to laugh. You know, you have to have that separate side of you to balance things, or you're not going to make it through some of these days. Trust me. I've been working in, doing things like the honor guard and death standbys and body escorts and all of these things for so long, decades now. If you cannot find balance and find joy in every opportunity and every moment that you can, you're not going to make it. You have to be able to create your own happiness. And that's, you know, especially in working in and around death for so long, it's like, okay, well, I come home and I grow things, create life, coach kids sports, nurture life, create something beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important to have that balance, find happiness and joy everywhere you can, because it's not there. It's a lot.
It's easy to get lost. Don't know which path to take, what to post. In the social media jungle, video is king. Your kids are obsessed, your customers are addicted, we're all hooked, and social media sites prioritize videos. So when you're ready to stand out from the crowd, reach out to 40 Deuce Films. Feeling over everything.
I don't know what question to ask after that. I'm like, that just seems like the exclamation point on this. So give me a second to think about how to follow up with that. When we were getting ready and we hadn't met each other yet, you did share with me you've already passed on some of that service to your son, who's very young, but he's out doing really cool things. Tell me about your son a little bit. Does he feel like you've voluntold him, or does he like doing it?
Okay, she just learned what voluntold was, and she's very excited to use this term. No, he is my whole wide world. I do the WW, my whole wide world way. He is the most empathetic, beautiful thing in this world. He is my gentle giant, and I love him. See, you're not allowed to make Marines cry. We're gonna have to fight after this. Just no,
I'll lose.
I'm a girl. I can hit you. No. See, find the joy where you can.
I love it.
I'm joking. No, he's he's gonna be a giant. So thank God he has a good heart. He's a very empathetic boy, but I kind of I wanted to always teach him kind of what our family was about and always have some sense of service and helping others. I know that you know, my family with me when I was a kid, my dad, you know, we worked a lot and had the Folsom State prisoners around. And on Christmas it was like, okay, we're gonna get rid of the old toys now that you've got new ones, because even though he was in law enforcement, even though he was canine unit, and he said, it's not, you know, they've already been judged, but their children are innocent and they can't go out and buy toys. So let's take your extra toys, the stuff you aren't using anymore, and this way they can give toys to their children. And it's little things like that that I was taught growing up that, we live in a world now where people can be so selfish and can be very self-obsessed, and, what can I get out of everything and what can you give me? And I wanted to show him kind of what our family stands for. And so he helps volunteer with Toys for Tots. He serves veterans Thanksgiving meals. He's in Cub Scouts right now, and he does, you can ask anyone here. He's kind of become, everybody's grandson here, because he's just, anytime he sees any of our older Marines, with a cane or anything, he always wants to hold their hand and walk them everywhere and open the door for everyone. And he's just the most beautiful thing that I've ever, best thing I've ever done in my life was create my son.
I love that. Do you hope he goes into the military?
I hope he's happy.
I love that.
In whatever he does.
That's beautiful. Speaking of parents and military, I love your answer. You just wanted to be happy. But what was it like for your parents when you decided to join the Marines? What'd your mom think of that?
My dad passed when I was 12, so I don't think he really had a say in it. So no, sorry. Dark humor. My sweet mother is such an angel. And she knows she has no say so in anything. Like, I asked her if I could graduate early from high school and go in at 17. And she basically had a very polite way of saying, we all know. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait till my birthday and I'll do it anyway. Because that's how I am. She knew, my mom knows who I am. She's known that since I was a baby, and, I did my first 50-mile horseback race at 8 years old. I did a 100-mile race at 12. Did she not think I was going to go into the Marine Corps at 17? And so she finally begrudgingly signed me over at 17 because she knew that it's either she does it or I'm angry and do it a few months later. So her biggest concern is that I couldn't keep my mouth shut for 3 months in boot camp. Haha, I was right. No,
you did it.
I did it.
Yeah. Can you tell me about boot camp? What was that like? How many women were in boot camp with you?
The start or at the end?
Both. How many made it?
I want to say, God, you do realize this was like 1998. I want to say there was around 115 that started, and maybe I think there was 78 or something that graduated.
Okay.
So, um, it was, you know, I was fighting before, and I was doing a ton of sports, and so the physical wasn't as crazy for me as it was for other people. Um, I think if you are in sports your whole entire life, you're used to people yelling at you and
Mhm.
getting in your face about stuff. And so it wasn't as bad. But there were some people that were not used to that.
Mhm.
Definitely not used to that. And they were not okay with this is when people are never used to being yelled at or told no, it's not the place for you.
Yeah.
But it is definitely an eye opener. All of a sudden, living with 100 women and showering, being told, you know, when and where and what you can do. It's a whole different world, especially, I was barely 18 years old.
Mhm.
And, our boot camp is basically the same thing as men. We had, I think, at that time we had a flexed arm hang instead of pull ups. But for us, they ended up having us just do pull ups after to prove that we could do them.
Mhm.
And we had a little bit of time added to our run, so an extra minute or something.
Mhm.
But other than that, we have the same exact boot camp as men. I just always tell guys that our drill instructors had PMS, so maybe we had it a little harder because I had all female drill instructors, and
Mm.
women are creatively insane when they want to be.
I can imagine.
They made it. They play a lot of games.
Yeah. Did you do the women still have to do, is it the crucible? Do you
Mhm.
still have to do the crucible?
Things have changed a lot now.
Yeah.
4th Battalion, which was the all women area
Mhm.
at Parris Island, South Carolina, is closed down now.
Okay.
That is a recent thing. And
Okay.
so, um, when I was in, it was, women were completely segregated from men, except for things like, on the rifle range or swim calls would have male instructors. Um, but now they have integrated a little bit more, but you'll see, um, there's been a lot of changes.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of changes. I used to have to shine boots and iron all day, and now I don't know what they do anymore.
All right. All right. Well, I appreciate your time today and sharing some of those stories. I am curious. I have a couple questions I'm asking all of our veterans. We're doing this for the America 250. America's turning 250. But as we celebrate that, what do you hope America remembers?
Oh, there's so many things I could say, but I will be polite, be professional, and Marines know the end of that. No, I'm just joking. So I hope you remember how we became Americans and what that means, because we fought for this, and we fought for a set of principles and ideals. And we used to look out for each other. There was once that great quote of, it's not what the country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I really, I really wish people would start remembering those things. Start remembering, you know, what we fought for, what you can do, um, and just, you know, talk to people. Just go talk to some veterans that have actually been through it, because so many people are so locked away, on their phone, on their laptop, or whatever the kids use nowadays. I don't know, I'm old. That they forget that the world is real anymore. They forget that, it's not just all this thing, this cell phone in their pocket, and they can just say and do whatever they want. Like, no, honey, real world will knock your ass down if you do that. Like, this is, get out there and talk to people, talk to veterans that fought for this country, and realize the type of people it takes to keep this country going. Because a lot of people may look down on, that type, whether it's the military or the farmers or, the people out there in the blue jeans getting dirty, running this country. But it's like, they're the only reason you're here. They feed you. They're the reason you have gas. They're the reason you're protected at night, because somebody else's kid is doing that, or because somebody else is doing it. There are so many people and things that get looked down upon nowadays. And it's the only reason we have a country. Do some research, talk to some people.
Yeah.
And just learn to have some pride in who you are and where you come from again. And, this is an absolutely beautiful place, and it's worth fighting for. Bring back the American pride.
Yeah. You talked about fighting for, but what makes a community worth fighting for?
Ooh. Again, I'm going to try and politically correct answer. I think everything in America is worth fighting for. I think every community is worth fighting for. I'm not willing to give any of it up. I'll keep fighting for it forever.
What does patriotism mean to you?
I think this is, we always have something called, the God Country Core. It's putting your country and your brothers and the people out there first. It's really loving something enough that you're willing to die for it. Like, if you look at the national anthem, do you have any idea what that song's about? Where, we had our flag being struck over and over and over again. And it was humans going to rush to hold that flag up, because the British knew that if the flag went down, then we had surrendered. And so people were sacrificing their own bodies to hold the flag up, knowing that they would die. There are some things that are just greater than yourself. And fighting for your country and believing in something bigger than you. There's no greater love than that. And I think that's, something that, what is it? Freedom has a flavor. Now you're going to need to get that, because I'm starting to get all choked up. For those that have fought for it, it's a protective will never know. And I can't stop. First the kid, now this.
Hey, I always take honor in making someone cry during a couple of these.
I didn't cry. I got choked up. It's totally different.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate all your stories and your willingness to share with us. So thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service.
Mm-hmm.